In the previous video, we discovered we couldn't use the list box exactly the way we used it in Windows Form because of differences in the way controls are handled in WPF. In this video, I'm going to show that there are aspects of using controls and using background utilities like DirectoryInfo and FileInfo that are exactly the same. And part of the problem is with this XMLNS namespace, which is the namespace for the presentation, the WPF presentation layer. You get a whole collection of usings by default, and we can use those automatically. But there's things that aren't included in that collection, and one of the questions I had is, can I just include another using that uses that other utilities need? For instance, using system.io in order to include DirectoryInfo and FileInfo. And the answer, happily, is yes. This code works correctly, so I just used a using system.io and instantiate a DirectoryInfo based on a directory called c:/etc. and then got all the file info from that directory using the object.getFiles, the DirectoryInfo object.getFiles, populated an array of file info, and then used a for each to go through the collection of the file info and print out the property of name.name. And I also have a count variable that I convert to string, so we have a number of the number of files we have in that directory printed out in the list box. And if we compile and run this, this all works correctly. If I press the list etc. directory, we get all the files in that directory and numbered with the toString working correctly, and the file info and the DirectoryInfo working correctly, and the using system.io working correctly. So happily, there are things we can just incorporate directly from Windows Forms. And big part of these videos is I want to explore what you can incorporate directly and what you can't incorporate directly, so we can really get insight into how to develop really useful WPF applications. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a lot, and I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe.